right, what's good? What's good, man? Let's get into it. Let's talk some NBA basketball this Tuesday, man. Let's talk about it. And I wanted to make this video last week, but obviously other stuff happened, but let's talk about it. Steph, you need to escape from Golden State. Golden State is a sinking ship. Everybody can see it. Even the casual fans can see it. And let's just explain why Steph Curry needs to escape from Golden State. This team is beyond horrible. This team is beyond horrible. You have Steph Curry. You have a top 5 player in the NBA. Steph Curry's still in his prime. Steph Curry still has, I'll say, Steph Curry's a shooter, so he can last longer than the average superstar. I'll say Steph Curry in his prime has 2 to 4 years in his prime. Let's just say at the best he has 4, if healthy. You're wasting his prime by being stupid, by keeping this big 3 team of him, Clay, Draymond, Andrew Wiggins, and all these other stuff around him. Now, Andrew Wiggins, he's young. He's good at defense. He can hit down threes and shots. So I really have no problem with Andrew Wiggins. But let's talk about the other idiots. Klay Thompson's washed. I've been telling y'all this for 2 years. Or maybe a year. Klay Thompson is washed. He's done. He's garbage. This isn't Klay. This isn't Game 6 Klay anymore. Yeah, he might have a 30-point game here and there, but this dude used to put up 35 points a game at one point. This dude used to be able to catch the ball, barely catch the ball and shoot it and make it. If you look at Klay Thompson now, he literally has to set his feet, make sure his elbows are tucked, and shoot the ball. He is beyond washed. He can't jump. He can't play defense anymore. He's worthless. I think Klay will be great coming off the bench. But at the same time, it is over for Klay Thompson. And yet the Golden State Warriors keep throwing this carcass out there for some reason and saying, hey, go help Steph Curry win another title. Guess what? He's not able to do that anymore because he's washed. You can't come back from 2 torn ACLs, one on one leg and the one on the other leg, and be the same. Defensively, absolutely not. You can throw that out the window. We all knew Klay Thompson wasn't going to be the same defensively, tearing both his ACLs back-to-back years. But even then, I even thought he wasn't going to be the same shooter because he's breaking shots. I've been watching Klay ever since the Golden State dynasty started. This is not the same Klay Thompson. And look, I'm not saying you got to trade him or anything. I think Klay will be a great 6'7" man. Him and CP3 running the bench. I think that would be a great thing. Klay Thompson give you 15, 20 minutes. Get you 15 points. He'll be great in that role. But as a starter, no. Klay Thompson ain't it. He can't play defense and he can't score. And Klay Thompson was never even the best. He's not athletic. He can't drive to the hoop or anything. So Klay needs to go. Let's talk about Draymond Green. Draymond Green, listen, you can sit here and say Draymond Green is the you can sit here and say he's the enforcer, he's the point guard that, he controls the ball this, that, and third. But Draymond Green is more trouble than he's worth now. The dude he's been suspended like 3 times this season. It's not even February yet. This is beyond ridiculous. Draymond, he's more worried about his podcast than worried about playing basketball. It's over for Draymond. It's really over for Draymond, for real. I'm not saying you gotta trade him. I mean, honestly, you can't trade him because who wants Draymond? Unless he wants wherever LeBron goes, that's where Draymond can go. But other than that, no one wants Draymond Green. No one. Absolutely no one. He's more trouble than he's worth. He's really more trouble than he's worth. Getting technical fouls, hitting what's that name? Yurkic in the face. What else did he do this year? He did something else. I can't remember what else he does. But Draymond, even the year they won the championship, the dude slammed. He what did he do? Did he slam Desmond Bane? Grab Desmond Bane by his jersey and slam him on the ground? He's more trouble than he's worth. This isn't the 1990s or 1980s where you could have Charles Oakley's and Dennis Rodman's and Bill Lambiers out there. No, he contributes nothing to Golden State at this point to help Steph Curry. And once again, this all goes back to Steph. You need to escape Golden State, bro. Steph, you have 4 championships. You have 2 MVPs. You have multiple scoring titles. You have a chance to tie with Kobe, to pass LeBron, to pass Shaq, and tie with Magic. Don't ruin it. And let's go to the last culprit. Can we just admit Steve Kerr's offense is stale? Steve Kerr, listen, I'm not saying Steve Kerr is a bad coach. He's a very good coach. I give Steve Kerr credit for winning. How many times did he win with Golden State? What, 4? He won 4 with, because Curry has 4, Clay has 0. So he won 4 titles with Golden State. He's been to, so what was that, 4? Then the Raptors, and so he's been to 6 finals with Golden State. Has 4 championships so far. Excellent. Great work, Steve Kerr, but your offense is washed. How many times will I have to see Steph Curry run around like he's some little child in a soccer field, and you guys set illegal screens and just hope and pray that Steph or Clay can shoot a 3? This offense is beyond dry. The league's caught up with it. It's time to move on. Maybe it's time for, even if Steph Curry wants to stay in Golden State, maybe it's time for a new coach, new culture. Steve Kerr's offense ain't it. It's not it. Like, it's stale. And how many times is this guy going to talk about retirement this and retirement that? Maybe it's time to move on from Steve Kerr. His offense is beyond stale. Now, going back to Steph, the real question is, RJ, where's Steph going to go? Where is he going to go? Well, I have a few destinations where Steph Curry can go. And ironically, both these teams play today, I believe, in the New York Knicks in the Charlotte Hornets. Now, obviously, I'm a Knicks fan. Obviously, I'm biased. But Curry loves Madison Square Garden. He goes off in Madison Square Garden every time he comes here. So you know what? He loves MG. He loves Madison Square Garden. Yo, Curry, we'll take you, bro. Curry, can you imagine if you listen? Steph Curry needs to think about his legacy. He needs to think about his legacy. If he comes to New York and wins a title, he might be the greatest player of all time. He might be the greatest player of all time if he comes to the New York Knicks and wins a title. His 5th title being in Madison Square Garden, please forget about it. Forget about it. Tell Knicks fan Curry ain't the GOAT. And obviously, it's the Charlotte Hornets. He's from Charlotte. Nothing said to be there. Nothing said there. But the Charlotte Hornets, besides LaMelo, really don't have nothing. They just traded Terry Rozier. And then obviously, you have to throw in this team, the LA Lakers, who play the Rockets today, I believe. I guess I could see Curry and LeBron playing together, but at the same time, you gotta throw it in there. If Steph and LeBron want to both win titles together, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I don't know where he can go. I heard rumors about the Phoenix Suns. I think my boy TRL, shout out to TRL. Yo, TRL, if you're watching this video, didn't you say Curry was talking to KD and Book, and like he's a free agent or something like that? I don't know. Phoenix Suns, maybe Miami. Miami would be an interesting place, but overall, Steph, you need to leave Golden State, bro. If you want to have a chance to be in history and have a chance to tie Kobe and tie Magic, and maybe even win a 6th ring and pass both of them, and tie with Jordan, pass MJ and pass Kobe. Yeah, I think tie with Bill with Tim Duncan, because I think Tim Duncan has 5 too. Steph, you have to think about your legacy. You don't have that much time. You really don't have that much time. You have the MVPs. You have the scoring titles. You have 4 championships. This is about building more of your legacy. Doing that in Golden State, that's out the window now. That's out the window. You can't do it with a washed-up Clay who can barely move and looks like Patrick from SpongeBob. You can't do it with Draymond Green, who's more worried about his WWE career than playing basketball. And you can't do that with Steve Kerr's stale offense. Steve Kerr's stale offense is like bread that's been out for too long. You got to think about your legacy. I have no problem with players moving around. That's why I have no problem with LeBron and KD moving around. This is, at the end of the day, Steph, you have so much more on the table, and you're still in your prime. Towards the end of it, but you're still in the prime. You're still a top 5 player in the league today. And there's really, besides the Nuggets and Boston, there's really no one that's going to challenge where you go. It's time to move on from Golden State, man. But that's my thoughts, man. What are yours? What's your thoughts on Golden State and Steph Curry? My take that Steph Curry needs to leave Golden State and start somewhere new. RJ out.